about this system is when you are 30 days out from your training expiring, you'll start to get notifications every time you log into RetailOS. It'll do a countdown for you so that you don't get caught off guard and you always know how soon you need to take your training. As a reminder, when you take AML training, it takes 24 to 48 hours for that file to update. So please always take your trainings at least a week out to make sure that you're not locked out of the system. When the installers come into your stores to put this new system on your PCs, they will bring identification with them. They'll have a letter of authorization to be in your store. Your store, it's important to note, your store will be down for about 45 minutes to an hour at the service desk because they will start this installation on all of your CSPs at the same time to convert them to RetailOS. You do have associate action required before the installer starts this and immediately following when they've updated the system. So when the installer arrives at your store, we're going to ask you to run a money transfer and bill pay closeout report for the day. I also need you to run money order closeout reports for the day before they start the installation. As I said, it's going to take them 45 minutes to an hour to get the installation done in your store. You'll know the installation is complete because when you log in today in Roast, you'll see CSP. When the installation is complete, you'll see Western Union. Instead, it'll just be a black and yellow logo in the middle of the screen. When you open the system up, Western Union, they call this their dock. You'll see a dock. You can search across the top for the type of product that you want to use. The first three tie to money transfer. You will not see payout or prepaid in your store yet, but you will see bill pay and you'll see money order. Western Union also has a search feature, so until you get used to what those little icons mean, you can also click that search button and you could do like pay bills, and it'll take you to the tab that you need to perform that type of transaction. I'm going to talk about some of the big changes in this system, and we're going to start with money orders. So in the money order tab, we now have barcodes. We used to always tell you to start at the point of sale to ring up your money orders. We're going to ask now that you start using RetailOS because you'll get a barcode on your screen just like you would for any other product. With money orders, these are customer money orders. I'm going to go down the left side. If you are a division that still uses vendor money orders, that's still an option, and all your vendor information will preload into this system. You will not see this encashment button. You have the ability to avoid a same-day money order. You can do it from the history tab, which is what this is. Status inquiry, I have a notice out to Western Union to ask them for an explanation on that. Your end-of-day reports will function the same way that they do today. So when we say you're getting a new money order device, the installers will come in and they will take the top piece off that little touch screen and they will take your vault and directly connect it to RetailOS. End of day reports will be run the same way. You're folding over a piece of paper and running it through the vault. Cool thing about the printers now, you don't need to use the touch screen to access them. Everything's managed through RetailOS. So if you need to change the printer ribbon or if you need to load additional money orders, you would use the load document to do that. I also have a question out, so just so you all know, I'm in Western Union's testing system. I don't believe the training guide is available in our stores on this device, but I've asked Western Union to confirm that for me. So for money orders, everything looks exactly the same. One cool feature about the money order device, sorry, my screen goes dark. If you would accidentally input, so what I did back there was $3,000, you can put up to 10 money orders in a single cart. If you realize you've made a mistake, you have the ability to delete a money order to make a correction. You will not see this no fee option in our stores. The fee that displays on the right side is just for you to know what the fee is by Western Union. When you get to the barcode screen, you will only see the principal amount of the money orders. So one cool feature about Western Union, if a customer has ever transacted with them before, so if I bought, you know the rules, $3,000 or greater, we have to fill out a money order log. It's all done in Retail OS now. One thing that we are going to ask, and you know this, you need ID whenever you do a money order log. This type of history, this is my test history, that's why there's so much based off of my phone number. Whenever, I'm sorry, go ahead. Was there a question?
I don't think so.
Okay. So anytime that you have to get ID from the customer, please make sure that you've selected, if you've used the history tab to pick the customer, make sure that you have the right one. And this is just the same as what you do today. So if you collected their driver's license, you're going to have to input all of the customer's data. Western Union, before you can move on with the process, you do have to collect and verify that you have collected their ID and it looks, the person standing in front of you matches that ID. I don't want to send a $3,000 money order in my lab environment, so I'm going to go back and delete a couple of these. With this new system, the only two options for tender type is cash and debit, which is how this is today for money order, but nothing has changed. Western Union calls it agent debit. That is just the customer's debit card. This is what I'm talking about. You'll have barcodes. You have the ability to print those off. You should not need to unless your Retail OS device is not located close to your point of sale, like if it was on a back counter. One thing I do want to call out is if you have multiple money orders in the same cart, please make sure that you're scanning all of the barcodes. So when you have multiples, you will have to scroll down. In one of our pilot locations, they admitted they missed some. So make sure if you have multiples, you're scrolling down. This is what I was talking about. There's no fee displayed on screen, and that's because the fee, when you scan this barcode, our point of sale will automatically populate the fee. So I'm gonna pause. What questions or comments do you have about money orders?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, this is Zach from 879. If I see that you can fill out like money order logs on this website, and the phone number section can show history. If multiple different people are using the same phone number, would that be considered suspicious at all, or no?
So it's a great question. Anytime that you feel like something is suspicious, you can fill out a safe. It is entirely possible, though, that a household could share the same phone number. But anytime there is a question, if you're any doubt, just fill out a safe, and that becomes KPS responsibility in Western Unions to look that customer up and investigate it. Great question.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Of course. Any other question? Sure.
I have a question. I'm Danny from 549. So is there anything different that we have to do if it's an employee that gets in a money order?
Fantastic question. It's the same process. You would just print the money order out and make sure you're scanning their loyalty card at our point of sale, and that will remove the fee.
Okay.
Great
I have a
question.
question.
Sure.
If we don't do like the vendor payments, will that be on there?
It will still show, but you just don't have to use it for anything. Western
Is there a way to
Union.
remove it so that mistakes don't happen?
There is not. And the reason I say that is Western Union uses the system around they're an international company. So they leave that if they can't customize by store.
So on the money, April, it would tell you money order report is April 101. When you
I'm
press
sorry.
the report,
Yes.
but for the
So
money
this is
order
the
for
way
the
to be
employees,
97.
if you, on the machine, you push no fee. So your line comes out right.
So your line will look a little bit off. Just know that.
So if it's $1.10 off, we don't do anything with it?
Correct.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
So if this is the win at 897. So if a customer comes up and get a $100 money order and they say, "Oops, this is wrong. I needed a $10 money order," and they're still standing at the desk, is there a way to like give them the right money order, or what do we do in that situation?
Fantastic question. So if you haven't tendered it out at point of sale, like if you haven't made it that far yet, you could simply go in and just correct it from this screen. If you've already tendered it at point of sale, you would do avoid the money order because you have the money order in front of you, you have it in your hand. And I like
Yes.
Western Union's little layout, so you could just, same day is the only time you can void a money order. So again, customer standing in front of you, you would just go in and void that money order out of this system. You would void it out of your point of sale, and then you would go back in and just print another one. And the void process works the same. So if you had to void a money order today, you fold it in half and you feed it through the vault, and it prints void, stamps void all over that money order. This works the same exact way.
I just had a question.
Sure.
This is Zyler at 867. I saw there was like a little box you could tick for no fee.
Yes,
Is that something we can use?
it is not. So that is not going to display in stores. And the
Okay,
reason
cool.
for that, we wanted to monitor fraudulent behavior.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Of course.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
This is Nick from store 858. Actually, I have two. My first question is, do we enter the Kroger card information in this system, or do we still enter it through the register?
Fantastic question. It's going to go through the point of sale. We don't have a way to do Kroger loyalty information in this system.
Okay. So it's not, well, it's not going to save the stuff then, the Kroger card information, because it goes to the point of sale. My second question is you said that voiding it can be done through the same day. What if the person leaves the register?
So are we saying like you felt?
Well,
So if the
okay,
person, the same day, if they come back later in the day and say, hey, I need to be able to, I got this or I don't need this, you can attempt to void it in this system. And the cool thing about this, the system will tell you whether you can void it or not. If it's not allowed, it'll pop up an error message and tell you to contact Western Union. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, I was asking that because I didn't know, because I know that before, if somebody left the register and had purchased a money order, all sales were final.
So that may be a division rule. And if it is, I'm not going to override your division rule.
Okay. I didn't know if that changed just because of this system, because it's giving you the option to come in and void it if it's in the same day. That's why.
So if you have been
We'll get it to you guys.
perfect, thank you. I saw a hand go up, but I didn't see which store had their hand up.
Justin.
881.
Okay,
Can we go over the fee, no fee thing again?
Absolutely.
You're 100%.
okay. So in this system, when this goes live in your stores, this no fee will not be an option. That box will not display. You will see a fee shown off to the right-hand side. That fee will not apply when you get to the barcode screen. So when we get to the barcode screen, it'll only be the principal amount. The reason for that is the embedded PLU here is hard-coded in, the fee is linked in our point-of-sale system. So all you would have to do would be scan the principal amount, and our point-of-sale will add the fee automatically. Is that what you were asking?
So is the fee still $1.10 or?
Yes, it is.
$1? It's
It's $1.10. So this is Western Union's test system. So the things that you're seeing in here, pricing might be a little bit off. Some of the things like the encashment off to the left-hand side, you're not gonna see that button in your store. So the fee's still $1.10, nothing is changing from the, and just know if for any reason, if the barcode didn't work, you could still hand key the PLU number into your point of sale. It doesn't shut your system down. It doesn't stop us from transacting. But best practice is always scan the barcode. I saw another hand.
Yeah, so we'll start
Go.
with 3 hands raised. So 587, oh, Justin, did you need to finish? Sorry.
He does.
No, it's just following up on like checking lines at night or in the morning. So we don't really have to do as much anymore now with checking the fee line for Western Union, money orders or anything like that.
I don't know that I understand that question. Sorry.
You should still check the fee line. She's saying the fee is embedded, so it'll automatically ring up on the register. So it should still ring up on our miscellaneous recaps the same way.
Okay. So like the e-coupons or associate discount or the 10-cent off thing, will that affect it as much if there's like if it's embedded in the POU now? So I guess is there gonna be less air between like somebody accidentally screwing up like charging a fee versus not charging a fee?
Again, I apologize. I don't know if I'm misunderstanding that question.
So,
Because like
so I
for
think
the
he's
associates,
asking, like when we have an employee money order and it comes off with the plus card, is that gonna come off on our Western Union line on like our miscellaneous recap when we're balancing our lines?
it will not.
Yeah.
Your report will be off at night.
Okay.
Keep in mind, associates are limited to 5 fee-free money orders per month.
And that's linked to the
Yeah.
plus card, so that
It
it will
is.
not work after that.
Correct.
Are you good, Justin?
And please know this is not the only training. Like if you have any questions, concerns, Jonlyn knows how to get to us. We also have a KPF mailbox. You can reach out to us at any time.
587.
$562 here.
Hang on, 587 had their hand. Sorry. Go through the list, sorry.
I think I came like 10 minutes late, so just like a thing we're getting ready to do.
Yeah, Kenya, I'll follow up with you after the call.
Thank you.
977.
Are the money order barcodes gonna be printable like our bill pays?
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
can do so many at one time?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
879.
Yeah, sorry, just one more question. I think our store is a no returns under any circumstances policy. The main reason has always been that we can't vouch for the status of the money order, like what's been done. So, does this system 100% know if the money order has been attempted to be cashed already, or will it know beyond a shadow of a doubt with zero room for error that what has been done to the money order?
No, I'm not going to say that. So,
Okay.
avoid.
We may still keep our
for
policy
avoid.
of we don't
Please do.
return money orders.
I would
So we
recommend
will, I will follow up with that.
Please do.
That's all, sorry.
That's okay. It's a great question, a valid question.
538.
If we're inputting the information on the computer screen for the customer, is the money order machine gonna ask for that same information once we put it, the money order for over $3,000?
You won't have a money order machine. This is your money order machine.
Yep. So what you input on the keyboard, the vault, the top part that sits on your vault, that little touch screen, that's going to be removed. So you won't have to like type carefully on that little thing. You'll use your keyboard to enter all the customer information.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Of course.
562.
Hi, this is my Linda. So then she kind of answered half my question. So it's automatically gonna communicate with the money order machine and print the money orders?
Yes. So what happens, that's a great question. When the installer comes and they take that little top piece off, just the touchscreen piece, you keep the vault that holds the money orders, they're gonna be attaching, the installer will attach a cord from the vault to the back of the retail OS. So yes, they will talk to each other, and that's how it knows what money orders to print out.
Less user error then.
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
feel like yes,
Pretty much,
should
that'd
help.
be a less than error.
All right, thank you.
of course.
Three-
I can't stress
313.
this enough. One more thing, I can't stress enough. If you have multiple money orders in the same cart, you have got to scroll down to make sure you get all of them. So just
Correct.
please keep that in mind. That's just a little bit different than today's process. So make sure you're scrolling. Okay, I'm
Or
sorry.
just
What was
print
the
it.
next question?
No, you're fine. 313.
Good morning. I was just wondering what we're gonna do about the customers that have more than 10 money orders. A lot of our community is money order based at the beginning of the month, and
Yeah,
we're
we
just
just-
trying to figure out what to do
Perfect.
with more than 10.
Didn't mean to cut you off. That doesn't
No,
mean
you're
you
fine.
can't sell more than 10 money orders to a one customer. It just means that's all the shopping cart will hold. So if they came in and they had 11 of them, you'd be able to put 10 of them in a single cart, and you'd have to finish out that cart, then you'd have to go back and print the 11th one. Great question.
Okay, so we'll have 2 different shopping carts full.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you brought that up.
One, Bakery was about $400.
You're welcome. And then,
Down there was that line.
we can bring that all together on POS, or are we gonna have to do 2 separate transactions, John Lynn?
Do 2
Oh,
separate
one
transactions,
transaction.
sorry.
2 separate?
Yes, please.
On the POS?
About
Yes,
$2,200.
please.
Okay. 2 separate transactions.
$200.
Okay, thank you.
And with this, I want to,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead now. Go ahead.
No. I love all the questions. These are fantastic. I love that your team's engaged. So when I said shopping cart, I want to call this out. In Western Union, it is possible for me to have my money order tab, my money transfer tab, and my bill pay tab open at the same time. For right now, you can only build a shopping cart in the application that you're in. So if I'm in money order, I would have to build my cart, finish there, if the customer wanted to send money or pay a bill. I can't combine those products across these 3 applications yet. And the reason Western Union loves to be able to have the tabs open is just if you're trying to help customers, it's easier for you to have the tabs open. I just want to remind you of that. Shopping cart within a single product.
We have 593, you had a question?
Yeah, I actually have 2 questions now. The first question is, if the money orders exceed over $3,000, will it are we still gonna have to fill out the form for
Yes.
and will it automatically, have us enter the information like it would on the screen?
No,
So,
I'll
elect-
come to the same way. Yep. I'm gonna show you, hang on.
So it's going to ask you for the same information, and it'll automatically pop up when you hit the threshold. And it's going to ask you, once you've filled all of this in, it's going to ask you to confirm that you really did check that person's ID. So while we're talking about this, remember how before in Western Union, the Wuteo device, if by chance you forgot to print out your end of day money order log, you couldn't access it anymore. You would have to call Western Union to get assistance with that. With this new system, if you would accidentally forget to print out your end of day log, you could still go back in under reports, and there's a host of them available. You would be able to pick a customer compliance report. Please know that if you have to leverage that customer compliance report, the same rules apply. If you print out a paper money order log, when you print out the paper money order log, you have to keep that in a secured location in your store because of all the data that's contained on that report. And while we're in this, I would like to call out one big change. Today in store on the Wuteo, if you accidentally hit your end of day report, it would automatically start a new day for your store. in Retail OS, if you hit your end of day report, you can't print an end of day report same day. You're only able to print that the following day. So that's Western Union's attempt to keep stores from accidentally starting a new day. If you're a bookkeeper that closes at night or a store that closes at night, you could use the end of shift report. It's the same information. If you need to print that off, end of shift, that will get you all the data that you need for your comparisons for your point of sale transactions.
And this is also how you would print your end of day report as well.
It is. But your end of day, you won't be able to print till the next morning. So we have some stores that close in the morning. We have some that close at night. I just wanted to call that out. You won't be able to hit the end of day report until the next day. But end of shift has the same data if you close your stores at night.
Nice.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, and then my other question was, is this also, I noticed you said that there was a send money tab. Is
Yes.
this going to be replacing money transfer as well?
Yes, so this system was going to replace all of CSP. So, in your current CSP platform, you can pay bills and send money. That particular system is going away, and we're replacing it with this one.
So all bills now will be paid through Western Union, not check free?
Nope, you're an overachiever. Hold that question, please, till we get to the bill pay tab. It's a great question, and we're going to talk about it in just a second. I did see another hand go up.
Yeah, 893, and then we'll let Mel finish the training, and we'll just save all questions to the end so that she can cover everything with us. So 893.
If you accidentally scan the money order twice, will it print the money order twice?
No, that's a great question. So if you scan it, it'll charge the customer in our point of sale, but it's not going to print the same money order. So if you happen to scan the same one twice, you would just need to go back to point of sale and void one of them out, because Retail OS is going to only know what you entered into it.
Okay.
So, okay.
But I do have another question.
Sure. You're fine. Have at it.
With the money order, bill pay, and all that, the customer can actually do all those things as long as you're going into each individual icon. But it'll go to, the cart will be for that specific thing. However, you can ring them all up together if you go to each icon and scan the barcodes and then print them out after they've done paid for it.
You could. Just please be careful with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Of course. All right. We can come back to money order. I want to jump to send money. So for those of you who have been around for a minute and you remember the old ways of Western Union, all your transactions will now start with a phone number. So life just got a little bit easier. So if the customer has ever sent with us before or sent with Western Union before, they'll show up in our system. Cool thing is we don't have to go searching for their receivers if they have the same person they send to on a regular basis. You have the ability to pick somebody from the regular receiver list, or you could start over. You could enter a new one. You could start a new transaction. One thing I want to call out, I looked myself up using a phone number. This top section, you don't need this. Like, you don't have to fill in an email address. If you see a loyalty number in this system, this is the Western Union loyalty number, not the Kroger number. Nothing bad happens if you enter a Kroger number. I'm just trying to save you typing. Western Union does sometimes offer promotions to their customers based off of their loyalty number. Because I wiped out my receivers. It takes a minute to get used to the layout. It's just a little bit different than what we have today. The cool thing about this system is it's not going to let you move forward if you've missed a screen. As a reminder to everybody, Western Union, if you wanted to, if the customer said, I need my receiver to get $50, let me backtrack. I'm messing this up and I'm sorry. Let me go back to the home screen. So for money transfer, it's gonna look, you'll have the same options that you have today. You can send money, you could pay out money, you could do refunds and cancellations in here. Couple of cool things about this system is if a customer wanted to know the status of a money transfer, if they provide you with the MTCN, you can put it in on the home screen. You don't have to go digging in to find data on that customer or the transaction history. This price estimator, that was something that we got CSP. Everybody said, how do we find out the fees for a particular country? And you had to go through a few steps to find them. Now you have the ability to look them up from the home screen. The list that's displayed here will be based on your store's transaction volume. If you have a country that you send to on a regular basis and you don't see it on the home screen, you could look it up and you could just add it to the home screen. It also gives you the ability, once you've started the estimate, you can say, this is the sender. If they said, I want to send $50, you put it in here. If they said, I want my receiver to get $100, it figures everything backwards for you. And it tells you the options that are available to that particular country. And we can go straight from there into sending a transaction. I'm gonna pause for a second. Did that all make sense? The money transfer looks just like money orders in that when we have barcodes for this as well. You will get fraud prompts. This is something that if you get audited by KPF or by Western Union, they do want to know that you know your customer. This is for us to protect our customers, just to make sure that they know the person that's actually getting the money. This wasn't some person calling over the phone. If I selected yes, it would stop the transaction. So another piece of equipment, I should have mentioned this. Your stores will be getting what we call a digital signature pad. It's a little flat device that will sit on your front counter. It's hooked to Retail OS. Cool thing about the digital signature pad is you can set up your signature. So you know today when someone sends a money transfer, you have to sign it, the customer has to sign it. With the digital signature pad, as an associate, you can set up your signature. That means it'll be retained for 3 months. You don't have to sign every time for a money transfer. As long as the digital signature pad, as long as the customer signs on it, for money transfers only, if you have captured your signature and the customer's digitally, you no longer have to keep a paper receipt at your store for money transfers. I know that's a big change. Money transfers, we view and print the barcodes. For money transfer, again, if there are multiples in the same cart, make sure that you are scrolling to get all of the barcodes. I can't stress that enough. If you don't get all of the barcodes, the customer is going to walk out and you're going to have shrink at your store. Western Union does have you check to confirm that you've scanned all of them. If you missed one, you go back to the barcodes. If you confirm it, you print out your receipt. So I'm going to pause. That was a lot of information at one time.
$879.
Sorry, I first of all, I'm loving all these changes. Whoever came up with this, amazing. How do you check the history of completed transactions for like sending money. I'm
Fantastic.
looking for that.
So Western Union has two different ways. They have a list down this side, or you can click at the top and it goes under other services. Western Union calls everything a transaction log. And that's how you can go in and you can search by date to see what transactions have been done.
Is there any way to like sort it based on like if you're sending money, receiving, bill pay, that kind of thing?
So one change with this system, that's a great question. With this
Sorry.
system, no, these are fantastic questions. And if you're thinking them, somebody else is thinking them as well. We just hadn't gotten there yet. So in CSP today, you have one reporting tab and you go in and you put your bill pay, your money transfer. In this system, you have to print out an end of day report by product. So you'll have to go into money order, print out an end of day report. You'll have to go into money transfer, print out an end of day report, and you'll have to do the same action for bill pay. One nice thing is if you select it defaults to agent. If you select agent, it's going to print the reports for all of the systems in your store. If you pick terminal ID, which please don't do that, the terminal ID would only print the reports for the computer that you're on.
So you can't just see it from it's gonna print out all the information, but you can't see it from the screen.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding. What are you trying to see? So,
Yeah, if you scroll down, you can see the transactions down if you went down under that transaction summary, right?
yes.
Sometimes people might want
Yeah, you
like
see right.
a copy.
Yes. Oh, yes, by all means. Sorry, I misunderstood you.
You're good.
So Western Union does have to do, let me see if I can find a better day. I was just in here yesterday, so I'm not sure why. While we're talking reporting, when we launched this, so this is live in 4 pilot stores, it has been for over a month, the overwhelming feedback that we got was Western Union's reporting is confusing. The reason for that is Western Union, because they own a money transmitter license, for government compliance reasons, they have to separate transactions by cash and by debit. It was causing our bookkeepers to have to go through, find the totals for cash, add them to the totals for debit, and it was a little bit confusing to them. So Western Union created a summary report. So my recommendation is at the end of the day, if you print your summary report, that will tell you all the cash transactions, all the debit card transactions, but it lumps them all together. Like it would show you your principal, your fees. If there were any international transactions, it would break out the taxes. If you would have a mismatch, you could always go back in. And by mismatch, I mean between what you show in Retail OS versus our end of day point of sale. You could always go back in and print out the full list. And these reports print on the Epson printer just like they do today. So money transfer and bill pay, you still use your Epson printer. So again, I'm gonna pause. More questions on this?
Yep, 525.
Okay.
I was just wondering, I didn't see anything about a pre-transaction disclosure printing out.
It does. So it
does?
absolutely,
Okay.
yes. No, that was a great question. So that's what I should have demoed.
What happens if we accidentally tell that we're doing cash, but we actually do debit? Does that affect anything?
It does, and Western Union would advise that you go back in and you start the transaction over, like void out what you just did and start the transaction over, and then pick the right tender type.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
593.
Yes, how do you, for the money transfer, how do you file a suspicious activity form?
Fantastic question. I'm going to ask you to pause that one till we get through bill pay and money transfer. We'll come right back to the safes. It's a great question. One thing I do want to call out about money transfers, this is something that's a little bit different. Western Union requires a receiver phone number. If your customer that's standing in front of you doesn't know it or doesn't want to provide it, you could simply re-enter the sender's phone number. The reason that Western Union wants the receiver's phone number is they want to send a text message to the receiver to say, here's your MTCN number.
Is there not a start over button instead of just cancel?
So with Western Union, the cool thing is you don't have to start over. If you've made a mistake, you just scroll up and fix whatever it is that you goofed up.
You said we have to start over if we hit cash instead of card.
Well, sorry. If you did pick the wrong thing. So like if you, before the transaction's finished, I apologize. I thought you meant after you've already tendered it out. No, so like if you're still in this transaction and you haven't scanned those barcodes, you could absolutely go up and you won't see card. We don't allow credit cards at our stores. Correct. Sorry, I should have clarified. Yep. Johnny, your team is fantastic.
It's great. We should roll on this out with smooth transition. Go ahead, Justin.
So for division policy, John Lynn, can we still require them to give us their driver's license at the beginning of the transaction?
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I was gonna say on my side, I think that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm okay with
the
that.
phone number thing, we already got them like actually giving us the ID at first, so I just feel like it's safer to know who's actually standing in front of us.
Yep, nope, I'm good with that.
Then the other thing is,
There are times where we've had a customer come in and they'll say, hey, I actually need to change the name of the person because so-and-so can't, pick it up. Can we still modify an existing?
Absolutely. Fantastic. So again, Western Union has, they call them their other services. They tried to make this screen as clean as they could so they don't have as many buttons, but you can modify. You can pick it from other services on the right side of the screen. Whoops. Sorry, I apologize, my screen keeps going dark. Or you can go over to other services under here and you can do modify.
Is it going, since it's Western Union's, is it going to allow us to do international modifications? Because I know like sometimes in the past we had a call to get it modified if it was international.
I don't know the answer to that, but I have a running list from the trainings that I've done last week and this week. I will add that to it and I will ask Western Union that. And I will send the communication back out through John Lynn as soon as I get an answer from Lou. Something else what I was gonna say is what I like, if Western Union has a message that they wanna get to your stores, like, you know how sometimes there's political unrest or there's something going on in another country and we can't send money or there's some sort of a modification, they'll display it across the top. Like this, Mexico, due to current security situations, they might not be available. Which I kind of like. I think that's kind of cool. Something else I want to call out before I forget it. When you contact Western Union, they always want your agent ID number. It's located inside. So like this little cogs at the top, there's a drop down, and there's your account number. That top number. Do not ever share that number with anyone outside of anybody in running services. That is how Western Union identifies your store. I'm sorry, what was the question before I cut you off?
893.
Okay, so I have a question. So you said they wanted to know who's paying cash and who's paying debit. However,
Correct.
sometimes we get customers that come in and they want to do a split payment where they give us cash and then they pay the rest on their debit. What do we do then?
Cash is what we're gonna take. If any part of the transaction is paid in cash, use cash, as we don't have split tender in the system, so we're gonna opt for cash. And the reason I say that is for international transactions, Kroger and Western Union have to report any transaction that's greater than $15. That's a Dodd-Frank requirement. It says we're taking part of it in cash. We have to use cash as the tender. So that was a great question.
Thank you.
Of course.
858.
Yeah, so my question is that if we were told that we had to retain Western Union receipts for a year, are we still going to be doing that with this new system if we do not have paper receipts that print out?
858 is a eFerrell store. So I have two. I have one that's suspended and one that's on the eFerrell. So 858 is my eFerrell store that has to have it for a year now.
Okay.
Effective
yes.
like last week.
Yep, that applies. Thank you for clarifying that.
So yes, you still have to print your receipts and keep them for a year. For the two stores that were on that call last week. 907.
I was just wondering, is the staged still an option?
It is. That's a great question. And bear with me, I act like I've never done this before. You would still just go in under the send money and put the customer's phone number in and it would pop up. What other questions do you have related to money transfer?
Is that 907? Okay, that was 907. So let's do 879. Sorry, I've got tons of hands up.
You're good. These are great. Great questions.
All right, hey, this is 879 again. More on cancel/refund.
Yes.
Most of the time, that means we have to call Western Union and tell them to set everything up. Do we have to, like, are we able to just straight up cancel any transaction we want, or may we still have to call them?
So with this system, Western Union, when you go into cancel and refund, and unfortunately I don't have one staged, you put the MTCN in and it would pop up two options. It would say cancel, meaning like you didn't collect funds at the store, or if it's a refund. You can attempt to do the refund in this system first. Western Union, everything is API driven, meaning this is dialing out to Western Union. If it's unable to be refunded at store level, then you would get a message to tell you to contact Western Union.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So try it in here first to try to save yourself a phone call.
Hey team, we're gonna all of your questions. They have another training in 10 minutes, so let's let Mel finish what she needs to finish with us, and then you guys can send me all of your questions, and then we will send it to them and get all of those answered.
And I promise we're not going to leave you hanging. If we need to do another, we will absolutely do another one. I know this is a lot all at one time. All right, so to the store that asked me about bill pay, the really great thing in bill pay, you will have all of Check Free Pay's billers, you will have all of Western Union billers. They're all available in this system. Check Free Pay and Western Union have partnered together, so you have that full suite of billers. Two major changes that I want to call out. We will no longer accept checks for bill pay. We are cash or debit only from now on. That's a big one. And then First Tech. We don't have First Tech billers available in Retail OS. However, most of First Tech billers are available through our account funding application. We're going to send instructions for that as well. I have engaged First Tech to say, could you share with me by division what are the top billers that you have that are available through account funding? This system works a lot like the old system, like you're going to have to go in and start typing in information before information will pop up. You still have to do the account number twice, just like you do today. Western Union wants to know if you're sending it on behalf of another person. We know in our stores sometimes that does happen. There's nothing wrong with that. If I said yes, I would just have to fill out more screens, just like you do today. Something I want to call out, let me change my biller. So Western Union will do, like today we always say in CSP, choose blue because that's the fastest posting option. Western Union does something similar. It'll say it's the recommended. Always check your posting times. If in this system it says same day, that means that's an authorized biller, so that in this case, Western Union would have a direct relationship with BMW. That payment's going to arrive today. If you get something in a biller that displays anything other than same day, please get in the habit of telling your customers, even if it says next business day in this system, get in the habit of telling the customer it could take up to 3 business days to post. The reason I say that is when it's not a same day post, it means there's an aggregator in the middle. The last thing I want is for a customer to think their payment, they've got time and it'll post tomorrow, and then it takes longer than that and that customer comes back in and they're angry at one of you. So if it's same day, hey, that's gonna post today. Great. If it's anything other than same day, please tell them it could take up to 3 business days to post. When you tell the customer that, it just gives them the ability, if they know they're like in a shut-off notice, they know they can't wait 3 days. Hopefully they'll find a different way to pay that bill. Bill pay is very similar to the other products in that it has barcodes. Western Union does require a little bit more information for their billers. I swear it works faster than this in the stores. There we go. So, remember that digital signature pad I told you about? If it doesn't detect, if this system doesn't detect that digital signature pad, you'll see this red bar pop up to tell you you have to sign it, a paper copy. So for bill pay with money transfer, if you have your signature and the customer's digitally, you don't have to keep the receipt at store level unless you're the Efferal store. With bill pay, we still have to keep the receipts. So even if you've signed electronically and the customer, bill pay, you have to keep the receipts for 6 months. So that the end of day process or the end of transaction process for bill pay doesn't change. Meaning you'll keep the bill stub or the counter slip, we still need those. You will have to keep a copy of the retail OS receipt and a copy of the point of sale receipt. Staple them together and hang on to them for 6 months. Please, again, if you had multiples, you would have to scroll when you get to the barcodes. And this one in bill pay, at least it tells you bill 1 of 1. Just please, please, I can't stress that enough. If you have multiple things in a cart, make sure you're getting all of your barcodes. For bill pay, again, you have to print out your receipt. It doesn't default to 2 copies, but you can change it so you can make it, you want to print 2. Bill pay has a transaction log just like money transfer does. That's where you would go. Again, it defaults to agent. There's your summary report. We don't have the ability to export. We always have to print our reports. For bill pay, check-free pay does allow, for some billers, it's just like today, some billers do allow a cancellation. If you went into your transaction log, if there was a check-free pay payment to a biller, it's possible that you could see a red cancel. You can always attempt to cancel a transaction in Retail OS. If check-free pay allows it, it'll go through and you'll get barcodes so that you could refund the customer. If you select cancel and it's a biller that doesn't allow it, this system will stop you from sending that the rest of the way through. I'm gonna pause there. That's what I had for bill pay.
So I think one of the biggest things for bill pay, and if you said this, sorry, I missed it, I'm responding to a bunch of text messages, is we will no longer accept checks for bill payment. So
Correct.
I do have signage coming that we can post. We'll post it once you're towards your go live date. So I have a couple stores that are going live next week. But I think that's one of the biggest is it's still cash and debit only. No longer will we accept for checks for bill pay. So please make sure that we have that noted. We will have a way to process that.
And probably just one call out. I just sent it to John Lynn. So regarding money orders, it's PC to printer. So if you have 3 PCs and 2 money order printers, only 2 out of the 3 PCs would be able to do money orders. The other PC, you'd be able to do money transfer and bill pay on. If you're a store that has 2 PCs and 3 money orders, that third money order will be picked up by the installer. If any way, shape, or form that were to cause heartburn in your store, if there's any way we could add additional PC, that would be wonderful. So I just wanted to remind everybody of that, because that will be a little bit of a change also in some of your stores.
I actually just had that question from the store, so thank you.
You're welcome.
And one other note on that digital signature pad. So for bill pay, another thing for bill pay before we get to digital signature. For bill pay, we'll be taking out that shred key device where you process payments on credit cards or toward a credit card, like a Home Depot credit card bill, and we'll be replacing it with a smaller version of that. And remember, check-free pay and Western Union billers are available. First Tech's the only one not available in this system, but a lot of their billers are available in account funded. For the digital signature pad, if you're a store that should happen to have a PC on a back counter and the customer is not able to leverage that digital signature pad, know that you'll have to print out paper copies and get the customer to sign those, and then the same rules of retention apply for money transfers if you don't capture a digital signature. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now.
Can we get our computers moved to the front counters? If we are.
If you have space, when GTS comes in, we can suggest that they do that.
Ooh, thank you.
You're gonna have to have space on that front counter in order to do so.
Okay.
So I want to say thank you to Mel and Lynn. They have additional training. So thank you both for joining our call today. I will gather all questions. If you guys have questions, please shoot them to me and we will get them all answered for you. But appreciate you ladies joining us today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Columbus, you didn't disappoint.
No, you were awesome.
Good job,
Thanks.
guys. Proud of you.
Bye.
All right, team. So we're gonna. It's been an hour, so lots and lots of information today. So the stores that are rolling out next week, you received an email yesterday with your rollout. Remaining stores, the rollout goes through the middle of April. So they're doing a handful of stores every week. So I will be sending that communication out to you. So just be on the lookout for that. There's a job aid with it. Some things that you have to have done. So if you have questions, please shoot me a text, send me an email. I will do my best to make sure those get answered soon. I am on vacation next week. Terry may have the call. We may not have a call next week because we are pulling our car specialist out next week because we are rolling out car in just a few weeks, team. So lots and lots is happening in the front end this year. Lots of changes to help better your workflow. So thank you for your time today. Thank you for all the amazing questions and being ready to go and listen to the new system. So if you have any questions, please reach out and have a wonderful day. Thank you.